morning, Inner Light. Gary Lynn Floyd here with you again. It's so great to be back. I got a song called Pure Light for you this morning. Sing along if you know it. There's one part you can sing to. Life is in me, moving through me, beyond question, steady and strong. Power and presence is my essence, been within me all along. What is there to be afraid of? Yeah. Pure light is what we are made of. Sing that with me. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Yeah. Pure light is what we are made of. Life is in you. Can you feel it? Look inside you, look around. Power and presence is your essence. Where you stand is holy ground. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Yeah. Pure light is what we are made of. Sing it again. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Pure light is what we are made of. Pure light is what we are made of. Yeah. Life is in me. Can you feel it? Look inside you, look around. Power and presence is your essence. Where you stand is holy ground. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Yeah. Pure light is what we are made of. One more time. What is there to be afraid of? What is there to be afraid of? Pure light is what we are made of. Pure light is what we are made of. Yeah. We are made of pure light. 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 Pure light. Pure light. Pure light.
Thank you. That's Gary Lynn Floyd. Thank you for that musical invocation. Yes, pure light is what we are made of. Just breathe that in. What a message all by itself. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Inner Light Ministries streaming Sunday morning service. Regardless of the time of the day of the week that you might be watching this, we say welcome. I'm Reverend Deborah Johnson, also known as Rev D. And whether this is your first time, whether this is so many times that you can't even recall, what I know is that it's the right time. It's the right time. That we are here by divine appointment. That there's something that's happening, there's something that's transpiring here that is going to be a blessing to everybody, and that includes me. We're going to be talking today about what it means for something, in fact, to be a blessing. At Inner Light, we don't have doctrine or dogma or creed. There's no particular thing that you have to sign on to or say that this is where you stand or this is what you do. We're about life. We're about the essence of life. We are about the fundamental universal truths of life that you're going to find everywhere. everywhere in all traditions, regardless of culture or history, geography. No one or nothing can have a patent on truth. So you can find the truth principles through any area of life, through different kinds of experiences, because the truth doesn't hide itself. Truth is always there. We just have to be willing to tune in to it. Our aim at Inner Light is healing. We are about transformation, both personal and global. We're here to do the deep inner work to claim and stand in an identity as first and foremost a spiritual being. If you stand there, everything in life looks so different. Spirituality is identity, not activity. We come here to recalibrate, to awaken from the hypnotic slumber, the sleep, to remember who we are. To remember who we are. Through the revealing of our own inner light and through the energy of unconditional love. That's why we're here. And we know that as we discover ourselves and who it is that we are, we show up in the world differently. We are called upon to speak truth into power and power into truth. We're called upon to put love in action as compassion. We're called upon to be stewards of the earth, of all of its living creatures and inhabitants, and that means of each other as well. There's a great odyssey, a great adventure, a great journey called life. We're not here to hedge against life or to protect ourselves from it or try to get ahead of it. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to be life, to have life, and life more abundantly. And New Testament scripture, it's the Greek word zoe that's used, that Jesus references when he talks about having life and life more abundantly. It's a qualitative life. It's not a quantitative thing, it's a qualitative. Let that sink in. That the abundance of life, the everlasting life, the Zoe, is not just for some by and by somewhere after you die. Here and now. Here and now. We are about offering tools for living, tools that encourage the practical application of these universal spiritual principles that I'm talking about to all areas of life, big and small. It's not relegated to a specific arena. So the things that we're talking about now, apply them everywhere. Large, small, health, finances, spirituality, politics, everywhere. Because it's the same stuff. One of the tools that we offer every week are affirmative activations. 100 words. 100 words to change your life. They will recalibrate you. They will lift you up. They will inspire you. They'll help ground you. These are ideas, they're concepts, they're practices, they're principles, they're processes. And if you dare to come back to them, repeat them, allow them to really sink into a place of embodiment, they will transform your life. So what we do here in the service is just introduce you to it. It's not like, okay, said affirmation, boom, check that off the to-do list, that's done. No, it's to whet your appetite so that you come back and really do the work of the repetition, because that's how we get to embodiment. If you are able to, I want to encourage you to actually say the affirmations out loud with me as they appear on your screen. I choose to live in a state of integrated wholeness. I choose to be blessed by all people in all circumstances. I choose to be a place of harmony and goodwill. This day, I mind my mind, moving out of contrast and comparison. My heart is purged of envy and resentment. Free of judgment and blame, I'm more available to be creative and productive. I have compassion for everyone, including myself. I yield to right action and divine order. Willingly, I go with the flow, not willfully against the tide. I rest in power and move in peace. Just breathe that in. I'm going to invite Gary Lynn Floyd to come back and give us a little musical inspiration to help cultivate our consciousness.
Awesome. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I won't take your word for it. I gotta find out for myself. And when I do, a world I never knew gets clear, and I'm out of here into a new creation. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. My life is my adventure. Oh, and change is my best friend. And all I want to be is just beyond my doubt. So I'm stepping out and into a new creation. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. Sing it with me. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I won't take your word for it. I've gotta find out for myself. And when I do, a world I never knew gets clear. So I'm out of here and into a new creation. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve. I resolve to evolve. To evolve, I resolve.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you. It's beautiful. Beautiful. One of my favorite authors is Dr. Howard Thurman. And one of his essays is called The Moments of High Resolve. The line that keeps repeating it is, keep fresh before me my moments of high resolve. I always use that particular essay whenever I'm in high ceremony, particularly at those moments of great rites of passage, when people are getting ordained or they're getting, licensed as spiritual practitioners. These moments when everything seems so fully orbed. And in that essay, he says he had forgotten how easy it is to forget. He had forgotten how easy it is to forget. So resolve is something that we have to keep coming back to, remembering it, refreshing it. I love that, resolve to evolve and evolve to resolve. You noticed in the affirmations that we said moments ago, how many of the affirmations started with, I choose. That I choose this and I choose that. We really do have choice. We don't control all of the circumstances and the conditions of everything that's going on all around us. But what we do get to choose is our interpretation of them. You can't control what happens to you, but you get to control what you do with it, what it means to you, how you react, how you respond, whether you're going to utilize any of it in a way that's going to be informative and help you in some evolutionary sense, or whether you're going to stay angry, resentful, stuck in some former energy or pattern, like a little hamster wheel on a little loop, just telling the same story over and over and over again. We get to choose. Isn't that extraordinary? And I'm so grateful for that. I think about my ancestors, particularly those from the continent of Africa, and the hardships that they faced in the United States, beyond anything that I can even like wrap my head around. But what I know is that people can enslave your body, but not your mind. That in your mind, you can still be noble. In your mind, you can still know that you are sons and daughters of the Most High, even in shackles. I love gospel music. I was raised in gospel music. And so much of gospel music is rooted in what we call the spirituals, which was born out of the slave experience. It's always a double entendre where there's something that's going on literally, but then there's also some code in it, usually some sort of social justice code, like wading in the waters. Yeah, it's about baptism and all of the rest of that, but it was also the message that said that the Underground Railroad is coming through. Get in the waters where the dogs can't trace your scent and your track. There's something that's going on and there's something that's happening. My topic today is blessed by everything. Blessed by everything. This is a choice. What does it mean to be blessed? Don't think of being blessed as just having good things happen, or nice things happen, or things that you would want. The way that I would describe blessed or something being a blessing is that it's able to make a contribution. There's something about it that's able to have a positive impact, regardless of the circumstances or the conditions all around it. Slavery is not fun. Who wants to be a slave? And the condition of slavery will push a slave into an even deeper relationship with the divine. When you don't have anything, when all the laws are against you and you're not allowed to have agency over any aspects of your life except your mind. What you see, how you think, what you feel. Take away the instruments? Okay. We'll make our voices the instruments. Take away our drums? Okay. That's fine. We'll do hand bump. We'll slap our own bodies if we have to make some sound. No matter what it is that goes on, there's an opportunity to take all of that and go to some place that's even deeper in your awareness and your understanding of yourself as a spiritual being and your capacities. So it kind of seems counterintuitive where somebody's locking me up. I do a lot of prison outreach work. Some of the deepest people that I've ever met were people who were incarcerated for life. Like, yes, you take away their freedom in the traditional sense, but it also gave them an opportunity to go deeper in the inner sanctum of the self in ways that they wouldn't have had an opportunity if it hadn't been for that. I remember having to learn that. I would always get so frustrated whenever the guys would go on lockdown, because sometimes the lockdowns could be for a very long time. I mean, like months on end, depending upon what was going on. And I haven't even had a chance to go back inside since all of the COVID. And I really miss that. I really miss going inside. But I can remember so many times when I was complaining on their behalf to them about lockdown, them just saying, no, Rev, let it go. Let it go. For us, it's a vacation. It's a vacation. Now, I'm not talking about solitary where you go into the hole. I'm talking about lockdown where you can't leave your particular living space. your cell. In California, there aren't bars, they're actually like cement vaults. They said it's like a vacation for us. We don't have to work. We don't have to be exposed to all the crazies out there, all the people and whatever, their violence or their drugs or whatnot. And when I'm all like that, I got a chance to breathe. I have a chance to reflect. I can meditate. I can write poetry. I can sing music. I can study the Quran or the Bible or whatever it is, or read some stuff that taking that. When we would do the graduations for our programs, a common message that I would give to the guys. In Greek, there are two different words for time. Well, at least these particular two I want to mention. One is chronos, from which we get the word chronology. Chronos is just undifferentiated time. Just 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, just like the hours or the days, where one does not have any more significance than the other. Then there's kairos. Kairos is a season. It's an opportune time, a ripeness for something to birth or something to come through. It's special in that way. Now, ironically enough, whenever you do a class or whatever, or you're getting credit for something, in the prison system in California, you're given what's called a chronos. A chronos. It's a documentation that you completed this certificated program, or you've done this thing or that thing. And then when you ever get before a parole board, they look up to see your history and what are these things that you've done. And in graduation, I would usually remind them. I'd say, the state gave you chronos. They gave you time. You're here doing time. But don't just do chronos. Don't just do chronos. Make this kairos. Make this kairos. I spoke at Agape a couple of months ago in Los Angeles. I'm one of the founding members of Agape. And in November, they had their birthday celebration, 36 years. And they brought a few of us who were founders, who are now ministers, to speak on some of the Sundays there. And afterwards, as we were just kind of hanging out outside, there was a guy that came up to me that I had known for many years back. He used to study with me when Agape was first getting started. He used to come to my house and do some of the workshops. His name is Johnny. And Johnny was telling us this story back then, and I was sharing with him now that I use his particular story in my trainings from time to time, and he was curious about what that was. So I reminded him of a story that he had told us in our workshop years ago about how he had been an alcoholic, and he had accumulated a few DUIs, and he hadn't taken care of them. And he wound up having to spend 6 months in county jail in Los Angeles. Okay. He said what he did when he went in is he took one book with him. He took a book by Ernest Holmes called The Science of Mind. It is the textbook for religious science, science of mind, centers for spiritual living. And he read the thing from cover to cover in those 6 months. And I'll never forget what he told us. He said they thought that they were punishing a drunk, but that man died long time ago. He had evolved, like we were talking about. He had evolved. That wasn't him anymore. Okay. sometimes things have your name on it. They just got your name on it. And instead of us trying to undo the karma, so to speak, we have to learn how to be blessed by whatever it is that's coming forward. We just have to deal with it, but deal with it in such a way that it's actually making a contribution to our life. So yeah, he had to do 6 months in jail, but he did it in such a way as it made a contribution to his life. Sometimes when I think of the spiritual journey, it reminds me of how an inchworm moves. So the inchworm jumps ahead, like the front part of its body moves very far in advance. And then there's the part that's just kind of hanging up there. It's not touching anything. And then its back part is back behind. Okay. And it moves forward, but then the rest of it has to catch up. That's how it is on the spiritual journey. We get our epiphanies, we have our internal transformations, we see the light, so to speak, we get the enlightenment, and boom, there's this forward motion. And during that time, it can sometimes feel very dissettling. Like we're not quite sure if we're here or there, or it's kind of like in between, like there's a whole bunch that doesn't feel like really grounded, touching the ground. And then we turn around and we look, and our material circumstances are way back there, reflecting a former consciousness. And it takes a minute sometimes for the outer world to catch up to the point in which we have internally, spiritually evolved. But even allow that space in between to be a blessing to you, to contribute to you. In order to be blessed by everything, we have to give up that tendency that we have sometimes to want to judge things as good or bad. Because in actuality, things can be like a little bit of both. We have to learn to stand in the and. And I don't care what it is. You could have children and they think, oh, that's just the best blessing in my life. And there's some sacrifices that you're going to have to make. There's some freedoms that you're going to have to give up. You say, oh, I've got like this great job or like this best job. Yeah, well, it may mean that you're restricted in terms of your travel or the time that you're able to take off or to spend with your family. Everything can have a little bit of what feels like pro and con to it, but regardless of that, it can still make a contribution. It can still make a blessing. Even if the blessing is no more than to point out to you what shouldn't be done. Even if the contribution is no more than to say, point to you about what needs to be healed or what needs to be prayed for. To me, the news is one great big prayer request. That's what it is. I don't even bother to turn the news on until I am emotionally and psychologically prepared to transcend what I'm about to hear. Listen to what I'm saying. You don't wait until after things happen to determine if you're going to be blessed by it or not. That's a decision you make up front. That's a decision that you make when you wake up in the morning. Just like gratitude. You don't wait until things happen that you think you're going to be thankful for before you have an attitude of gratitude. The greater your attitude of gratitude, the more you find there's things to be thankful for, not the other way around. And so it is with the blessing. The more you walk around with the perception that everything is a blessing, the more you see the value in the things that are all around you. That's a decision you make up front. If you're doing something like, I don't know, going into couples counseling, or you're going into some mediation at your job, or something going into school, something to do with your kid, before you step through the door, before you step into that couples counseling, there's a part of you that has to say, no matter what it is that goes on in here, it's going to be a benefit. And that's worth the risk of going in. I don't know what I'm going to hear. I might like it. I might not like it. I might be totally pissed. But whatever that is that gets revealed, whatever it is that's said, whatever it is that I hear, I am determined to use it to improve this relationship that we're in. It's that kind of an attitude that we need to have all of the time. All of the time. And if you're willing to live there, then you find that indeed you are in fact blessed by everything. Just try it. Just try it. If it seems too like way out there or far-fetched, just try it. This assumption that every single thing has some value, can make a contribution, even if it's no more than to make me go deep. I'm driving along, somebody cuts in front of me, flips me the bird. I can get pretty upset, just in a knee-jerk reaction, but I have an opportunity in that moment to evolve. I have an opportunity to transcend. I have an opportunity to express some compassion, some forgiveness. I don't know what's going on in their life, but every opportunity to bring me back to center, every opportunity to make me not have a bunch of attachment to what everybody else is doing, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. See, then I walk away out of that exchange with peace. I don't know what they're going to drive away with. But if I take that moment to go within and say, you know what? I don't know what's going on with that person, but here's a real opportunity for me right now to pay attention to what I'm thinking, to mind my mind, and to make the choice to get over this, the choice to transcend it, the choice to not let it steal my joy. You always have the choice. You always have the choice. I remember in therapy years ago, really learning that and getting rid of that phrase, well, they made me, he made me mad. No, they did something, but my reaction was anger. They didn't make me mad. I got mad. There's a big difference in that. And if you're willing to take 100% responsibility for you, not what everybody does to you or everything that happens to you, but for you, for your energy, for your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your responses, the monkey mind inside of your head that nobody can put in there but you. Your own self-talk. You take responsibility for that. You can transform your life and have a blessed experience. Telling you what I know. Take a breath. Take a breath. And let's take this inside. Let's pray. Just take a breath. Take a breath. In the breath is life. And the breath is wholeness. In the breath is connectedness, centeredness, remembrance. With every breath, we steal away to the inner chamber, the upper room, the secret place of the Most High. That place that knows, and it knows that it knows. It's not confused. It is not disturbed. It just is. The great I am that I am within us. It does not judge. It does not compete. It is not conflicted. It's not involved in contrast, comparisons. It is content to be. Breathe that in. This is our nature. This is our true dwelling place. This is where we choose to live. This is where we stand. It is from this place that we move forward. It is from this place that something happens within us. It is from this place, so deep, deep within us, that nobody and nothing else can touch it. Nobody and nothing else can touch it. So we say, thank you, God. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for blessings too numerous to even count. If we had 10,000 tongues, it wouldn't be enough to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We extend this blessing everywhere. Everywhere. Every circumstance and condition, every so-called problem in this moment right now, we're knowing that there is a divine order, that there is right action, that there is a divine right resolution. And we allow ourselves to participate in the evolution of this revolution. We go with the flow. We're not going against the tide upstream. There's something within us that knows. And we give it our full consent. And we rest in it. Like doing a backstroke. We just lay back in it and allow ourselves to be buoyed up in hope, buoyed up in joy, buoyed up in love, buoyed up in forgiveness. We know that the only thing that is coming through right now is all needs met. Our daily bread, sufficiency and sustenance for whatever is required of this day. We know that it is coming through as health and wholeness, vigor, vitality, and healing of the body temple. We know that it's coming through as this healing and vitality for every body of our affairs, every aspect. We call it forth in our finances, enoughness, sufficiency, prosperity, abundance, all needs met. We call it forth in our creative endeavors, in our careers, whatever they may be. We call it forth in our social political lives. We call it forth to express in the beloved community, in which we collectively reveal the highest heaven right here on earth, with justice and sustainability, opportunity, belonging for all. This is our prayer. and so much more. We breathe it in, we allow it to be. It is good. And so it is. Amen and amen. Yes. Mm. We're a praying community here. If you are in need of prayer, please avail yourself. We have prayer practitioners, people who have studied for years to be able to break through all of those appearances to see the underlying spiritual divinity and truth and speak the word, call it forth. Call it forth. You don't have to go through anything alone. Even if it's something joyous and you just want somebody to stand in agreement with you, we're there. We're there. You can see the number scrolling across your screen. If you want to give us a call, you can call it 831-465-9090 at extension 254. You can send us an email. The number 4, the word prayer, at innerlightministries.com. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your consciousness. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for allowing us to support you and to be spiritual community with you. We pray for at least 30 days. Confidential, no charge. Love offerings are always joyously appreciated and welcome. But this is just a service that we offer to you. Please avail yourself of it. For other offerings of the Inner Light community, please check us out. Check us out through social media. You can go to our website, check out our calendar, and you'll be able to see different activities and things that are going on, whether it's in person or whether it's virtual. All of that will always be indicated. And I want to remind you that if you're in the Santa Cruz area, every Thursday at noon, we are distributing thousands of pounds of free food. Our location now, we're doing it at Santa Cruz Bible Church on Frederick at noon on Thursdays, every Thursday. Even if you don't need it yourself, please come avail yourself and pass it along. We don't do prepackaged things there. We do it like an open farmer's market. So you can personally choose whatever, the vegetables that you want, or the fruits, or the canned goods. And there's no waste then. You get to choose exactly whatever it is that you want. And I say thank you to our team of volunteers who have been doing this work literally for years. And we so appreciate that. So just because we don't have the facility that we used to have, we're still doing nearly everything that we were doing when we owned our own facility, just in more creative ways someplace else. And I want to thank Santa Cruz Bible for providing such a great space for us to store things and to meet and do our distribution there. Speaking of distribution, this is our time of conscious contribution. I say thank you to each and every one of you that take that extra effort to make a contribution to Inner Light. It goes to heal. It goes for transformation. It goes to support our programs and our services. You'll see on your screen that there are different kinds of ways that you can do this. You can use our QR code. It'll take you to our donation portals. You can use any credit card, or you can use PayPal. You can go to our website, innerlightministries.org, and do donate. You can use Cash App, $ Inner Light Ministries, or you can text. The text number is there. And if you happen to be a user of Amazon, you can choose Amazon Smile, which is their program where you get to select a charitable donation. You get to select a charity, and then a portion of all of your eligible purchases will go towards that particular charitable organization. Just put in Inner Light Ministries, then you don't even have to think about it. And it works just like your regular Amazon account. Easy way for you to be able to make a contribution. So I'm so grateful to be spending this time with you today. And we remind you every single week at the end of the service to take this consciousness and multiply it. And I've asked Gary Lynn Floyd to come back and to take us home.
In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us and decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. And when the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best until we all are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, 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 in the name